If y'all ain't putting expectations or pressure on us to commit because you know you're working on yourself, then guess what? We ain't gonna commit. Ladies, it's up to you to put that pressure on us. So if you think about it, this is all your fault. The single life is becoming aggressively more and more appealing to not just women, but also men. We're seeing men staying single for a lot longer than we have before. The idea of commitment is actually becoming fearful. The question is, why? On today's episode, I want to talk about the reasons why more men are choosing to be single. And if you're new to the channel and you didn't already know, my name is Touché, the host of Date Theory. On this channel, we talk about a variety of topics revolving dating, relationships, and how to connect with one another. My goal, as always, is to just help make that a better experience for us all. Now, let's get right into today's topic and figure out why more men are actually choosing to be single and not commit. The first reason that comes to mind is that more guys are actually choosing to work on themselves. Ladies, I know what you're going to say.
How? Hold on, bro.
No, you're not. Yes, we are actually taking more time to focus on us and work on our personal growth. I feel like guys nowadays have actually focused on personal growth because of the idea of wanting to attract more women, right? But in order to do so, you have to have a lot more going for yourself nowadays. You see that more people tend to lead with the things that they have versus who they are. And I know you're going to say, well, is that really working on personal growth? In a way, yes, because we are deciding to better ourselves in one aspect, but also learning to create a better us in the process. Ladies, you may not believe it because you're going to think that I know a lot of guys who are immature, not emotionally intelligent as I would like them to be. But I guarantee you, if there was a statistic that showed that men have been working on it more than before, I guarantee you that that chart would show us going all the way up compared to where we were before. Think about it. Think about our dads and our grandfathers. They did not work on their emotional intelligence. They didn't work on actually thinking about how to control my emotions, how to articulate how I feel. Guys nowadays, you may not give us that much credit, but we have taken a leap when it comes to understanding our emotions. But also, because of our idea of wanting to attract more women, we have a greater desire to be independent at an earlier age. So you'll see a lot of guys who are trying to hustle, trying to figure out how to start a business, how to be a content creator, an artist, or anything in the creative lane nowadays, to have that financial freedom earlier on and not follow the same blueprint and path as our fathers and our parents. Really think about it. Our parents, and I'm just speaking for myself, their idea was go to college, get a job, get a family, get a house. That shit does not work nowadays. All that says to us now is debt. And we don't want to be in debt because we're going to be paying for that shit for the rest of our lives. So now men are actually working on creating businesses, figuring out other innovative ways to actually have financial freedom, or at least be on the journey of financial freedom. That's something that I see so much on social media. Everyone wants to be financially free. Everyone wants to start a business, figure something out. I have so much ads and promotions from other IG accounts that will show you how to start an Airbnb, start a drop shipping, start being a content creator, something. It's all being pushed out because people are actually out here doing it. And having financial freedom actually unlocks that personal freedom to do whatever you want. And that's really what we all want. The men who are the most attractive that women go for are the ones that can pick up and go and do whenever they please. They don't have to count their pockets like, damn, I ain't really got it right now. We can't go out. Oh shit, I don't know if I could take you out to this restaurant. No, the women right now are attracted to the guy that when the bill comes, they don't even look. They just give the card and they say, here, take it. It's fine. That's the type of idea and the mindset that men are actually going for nowadays. And ladies, I understand you're like, where are these guys? right now, we're working on it. We're trying to figure it out and get there. But I'm telling you, in a comparison to where we were before, where our fathers were, our grandfathers, we are on a upward trend. Now, don't get me wrong. There's more reasons than just personal growth, financial freedom, that men are choosing to be single. It is also the lay of the land. Now, the way dating has kind of transformed and everything has completely evolved in modern dating, there is a plethora of options now. And being a man in a great position that doesn't have to worry about finances is attractive, and a lot of women are actually attracted to you. It's like, why would I go ahead and just leave the buffet line? You know, I just want to keep eating. I have a variety of things that I could put on my plate. So modern dating now is so fast paced and fast food that guys are really staying single for the variety. It's something that my grandmother, she would tell me as I was dating. She would say in her accent, you know, you want to taste and buy. Before you go ahead and make your commitment to what you want, you have to have a taste first. And I feel like because of how fast food dating has been, men are being more conditioned to want to have variety and want to have options. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean a lot of guys are having options. We know that many men are actually not being that successful in dating. But the thing is, the guys who are successful, the ones that are putting it out there on social media, you'll see other men who want to be just like that. And they think that, you know what, I have to go for that. So I need to work on myself, work on what I need to do, and not really think about settling down because I want to live his lifestyle. Now, is this good or bad? I don't know. That's really up to you. Also, we got to keep it real. I feel like guys are choosing to be single is because they came out of like maybe stressful or bad relationships where they have a lot of emotional baggage that they haven't necessarily confronted or actually figured out how to confront it. Now, imagine being a man who was in a relationship for a while and you're not necessarily used to this modern dating, the dating apps, all this stuff, and you finally come out and you're in this single life. And now you see the way dating is and how much easier in a sense it is to actually talk to a woman. I think people are getting so accustomed, but also obsessed with the idea of swiping that they don't actually care to talk or to build. It becomes like a game nowadays, right? Because before, think about it. In order to get the attention of a woman, get her number, talk to her, build with her, you know, do whatever you want, you actually had to go up to her. Yeah, pen and paper, go up to her, go talk to her. You couldn't find her online. You actually had to see her out there in the world and say, you know what, I want that. Nowadays, it's not really like that. And this leads me to my next reason. There's been a change in societal norms and expectations. People aren't really thinking about getting married at 20 anymore. They're not thinking about having a kid by like 23, 25. That's not really a thing. I mean, women aren't thinking about it anymore. So if you really think about it, collectively, we're telling each other to be single because women now have been focused also on their personal development, going to college, getting a degree, getting a great job, building a career, building a business. Women have been ushering this new era of being single without actually really knowing it. Because let me tell you, ladies, if y'all ain't putting expectations or pressure on us to commit because you know you're working on yourself, then guess what? We ain't gonna commit. Because guys, instinctually, we're gonna wanna stay as single as long as we can. We're gonna want to hunt as long as we can. That's just a part of our DNA. Ladies, it's up to you to put that pressure on us. So if you think about it, this is all your fault. I feel like everyone has embraced this idea of singlehood. And speaking from a man's perspective, there's just so much perceived happiness around being single. And it's all on social media, right? You'll see everything that promotes you to work on yourself, be by yourself, build for yourself. And it's not so much about building together. I say perceived happiness because that may be happiness to some, but not necessarily happiness to all. And the thing is, your happiness is solely up to you. And my final thought piece on this, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that disagree, women specifically, but I think that guys nowadays, because we have been working on our personal development so much and creating like our financial freedom and just working on ourselves, like I think that men are actually focusing on quality, not so much quantity, right? When it comes to being committed, I feel like our expectations and standards have actually gotten higher. And being as a man who provides a lot, I need a woman to actually provide a lot in her role. So the selection process is actually more fine-tuned than it's ever been before. I personally feel men are being more selective than we ever have been before. You know, when you really think about commitment, like actual guys committing, before we would commit because the idea was to build a family and have kids as early as you can. But nowadays it's different. Like the idea is just building. So when it comes to just building, you want to make sure that you have the best pieces you can in place for this new foundation. And I really do believe that men nowadays, because of all the self-reflecting and self-help that we've been doing as men and championing us to actually communicate our feelings more, we value deep connections more now than we ever have before. And I see that amongst like my friends, people I know, myself. It's not so much about surface level shit anymore. Let me see if we actually mesh. Let me see how this chemistry feels or the way that we handle tough situations together. Those things actually matter a lot more now than it ever has before. And I think that we've started to consider these things more than before. And these are just a few reasons that I feel that more men are actually choosing to be single. I mean, the statistics are showing that people are staying single for a lot longer. And yeah, ladies, it could be your fault. I was just kidding, but maybe not. But either way, being single has a lot of value to it. And it's an empowering choice, whether that's what you want for your life or not. I do feel like everyone should completely work on themselves, take time for themselves. Don't be so rushed to start your life off, date somebody, be committed, have a family, and then just be miserable later on because you didn't get a chance to explore who you really were and become an individual. It takes a lot of time to be an individual, believe it or not. You're not going to really feel like who you are until you're at least 30. My personal opinion is you should actually have your experiences, and by the time you're 30 or so, really focus on what the next phase of your life is going to look like. Because at that point, we actually know how to make better decisions. Now, I hope you found this video insightful, but I do want to know, what are your thoughts on this trend? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you did find this video to be any form of insightful, at the very least, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, you already know where you at and you know who you with. Touché. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.